If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Thank you for joining Real Girlfriends Across America today. This is Kay, bringing you a special guest tonight, FiFi Writes. FiFi has just dropped her new single, Ideal, and joins me in Real Girlfriends Across America to discuss her music process. Please stay tuned for FiFi after this quick break. This is Kay with RGAA, Real Girlfriends Across America, and today we have the pleasure of having FiFi Writes with us. Say hi, FiFi. Hi! And so I'm really excited about this interview. I discovered FiFi on Facebook, actually, through Messenger Story. I don't know how many people are familiar with Messenger, but there is a little area where you look at your avatar in Messenger and you can add little stories to it. And I was going through people's stories and I saw FiFi's, and hers was a clip of a song that she has out right now, and it really intrigued me. It drew me in. I loved the sound of it. I thought it was awesome. And from there, I found her TikTok, and I'm not sure if it was her Instagram. And I got in touch with her and wanted to, just invite her to share more about her song and her music and what she's doing. So thank you so much, FiFi, for providing this time.
My pleasure. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, no problem. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Well, I am, I'm a nomad. I'm a free spirit. I live for the ocean, and I live to create. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. I live to create. I live to heal and grow, and I live to go.
Awesome. So you're pretty much just an artist and a creator. Like, I totally love that. Is this something that you've been doing all your life?
Yes. I've always been a creative in several different incarnations, if you will. I've been singing and songwriting, singing for sure since I was about 3 or 4, but according to my memory, I wrote my first song around 6 or 7, but I'm pretty sure that I've had something before, I just don't remember. But I've pretty much been doing music since I was little, but making things, just being a creative has always been me.
So you started writing, or actually writing songs when you were 6 years old? Is that anything like writing poetry, or is it a different makeup?
I would say it is a lot like writing poetry, but at that age, I really wasn't writing it down. I was freestyling songs. Freestyling is how I come up with 99% of the songs that I have. They come from freestyles, and I go back and I spruce them up a little bit. But it's a lot like poetry, because honestly, until you put it to music, songs are just poetry. It's a lot like poetry.
Okay. So when you start writing a song and with freestyling, you said that that's part of your process. Like, what else goes into it?
Well, what I have been doing as of late, because I don't have a band yet, I'm wielding and manifesting me a band. But I go on this website called BeatStars, or I'll go on YouTube, and producers have their tracks there for you to listen. Some of them give you free downloads, but you can listen and then buy the track. We'll license it, because it's not for exclusive use unless that's a license you purchase. But I've just been going and listening to the tracks and then just letting the music tell me what to say. That's been my process as of late.
So when did you first start actually, like, I know you said that you have been writing songs forever. You started it when you were 6. How did you actually get into the music business?
So I packed up my feelings, my experiences, my pen and my notebooks, and I hit the proverbial road. What I mean by that is I did my research back in the day when CDs were still a thing. I would look up who wrote what, who produced what, and I would make note of it, write their names down. Sometimes I would reach out to label executives, managers, attorneys, just to gain understanding and, get insight if there was insight to give. And then I just started studying it, and then eventually I just jumped out there, really. I learned some things. Most of the things that I've learned have been baptismal by fire. So the business aspect of it, I read, but getting into it, I just jumped out there. That's literally how I've done it. I am definitely a baptismal by fire kind of person.
So you basically had to teach yourself. When you say that you read, you had to find materials to educate yourself. Is that what you mean?
Yes. And I seek out mentors, people who don't have any qualms about giving information, or at least if you don't have it, pointing me in the direction to get it.
So when you got into the music business, did you have any particular goals?
My initial goal was I want to sing and perform and get out there, tour, and, those were my initial goals. But as I learned the power of my narrative, perception, and reality, I realized that I play a much bigger role beyond entertainment. So my initial goals were get out there and perform, tour. Now my goal is to tell my stories, connect with people, help people heal themselves, heal myself. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of the songs that I've written, they're for me. So I feel like once you create art and you put it in the world, bring it into a tangible form, it's no longer just yours. So I'm like, okay, well, first it's for me, because obviously it had to come out of my head, and then I put it out there, and then if someone else can benefit from it, that's awesome. But I heal a lot of my own wounds with my art, so I know from other people that it has done that for them as well, so I'm not going to hoard the healing. That makes a lot of sense, especially when you say that your artwork helps you heal, and I know that there's a lot of data and information and statistics around music and using music for healing and, using creativity to start the self-healing process. Consciously, I've been using music to heal in terms of me writing it. Maybe, I want to say, since 2007. I actually had a time when I was suicidal, and consciously, the music provided a space for healing. I wrote a song. I was driving down a highway, and there's this overpass, and I was getting ready to just drive off the overpass. I don't even remember what's going on in my life at the time, but I was going to just drive over the overpass. I didn't. Obviously, I'm here. But maybe within a few days, I was at a friend of mine's house who used to be my producer, and he threw up this beat, and I just freestyled this song out, and it's called Okay. And it just, when I was singing it, I was getting healing in one way. But then I listened to it, and I got more healing. And then every time I listened to it, period, I get healing in a different way because I'm like, wow, you were in a dark place, and this is where you are now.
It's amazing how much people can experience and the rest of the world not even know. I was having a conversation with a young lady the other day about just depression and the types of things that can cause a person to heal, and it's amazing that you're able to reach that self-healing process through your music. With the goals that you had in your music, did you have to create plans around it? Did you network with anyone?
Yes, I am constantly networking. One of the things I love about my personality is I can talk to almost anybody. I don't have a problem with cold contacting people. I don't have a problem with jumping in DMs. I don't have a problem with reaching out to people on Twitter, jumping in the DMs on Facebook. I don't care. I have no problem with that because the worst that they can do is tell me no, or the worst that they can do is block me. And I've never been blocked, so that's great. But my plan, so I just recently retired from my job, and I'm not retirement age, which means what I have right now is what I have, and I plan to create multiple streams of income. But I network with anyone that I can see, that I can grow and learn from. I have created a budget. I live very simply. I'm kind of like a minimalist. I am blessed to have a tribe of people who support my dream and support me pursuing my dream. So I have friends who will let me rent from them while I work on my craft, and that's just it. I budgeted out what I'm going to need for the next couple of years and for my personal, and then everything else is going straight to my music and business budget.
When you do your networking and just sort of planning around how you're going to market the songs or the products that you have out there, like what kind of strategies do you use to get it out there?
Right now I am working on different social media strategies, and I'm currently and constantly seeking more strategies. But I just recently purchased this ebook from a young lady named Sierra Imari. She's on Instagram as @GenZExec, and the title of the book is The Post-Pandemic Playbook. And it's pretty comprehensive, and I'm definitely going to refer back to it periodically because she breaks down strategies for all of the social media platforms. Well, not all of them, but the major social media platforms. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, using social media and booking shows in places that I can perform physically and live in. And that's pretty much it.
So if I were to ask you to freestyle something really quick, could you do it?
I sure could.
Okay, go ahead.
But you, I feel like it's nothing else I can do. It don't feel right to be so far away. Be so far away. Be so far away from you. The sun don't shine the same. I've been away from you. My name don't sound the same. No one says it like you do. I wish that I could see your smiling face. But not anymore. But everything's okay.
Man.
You what?
All right. That was nice. I was starting to rock to it, too. Uh-oh. This is FiFi Writes with Kay, Real Girlfriends Across America. Thank you for coming, FiFi.
You're welcome, Kay. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's go ahead and hear that song one more time before we cut to the break.
The photos of you, I feel like it's nothing else I can do. It don't feel right to be so far away. Be so far away. Be so far away from you. The sun don't shine the same. Since I've been away from you. My name don't sound the same. No one says it like you do. I wish that I could see